Well, and I am going to ask Tim Penny to come over here. As some of you may know, Tim is retiring from the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation this year. Like, he's doing this, but I'm actually probably going to start to cry. As Tim said, we, Renewing the Countryside, received that $100,000 grant that made such a difference. But what he didn't say was, even a couple years before that, Smith was looking at requests that they were getting from food businesses and farmers, and actually pulled people together to discuss, what's happening, and is there a way to make more of an impact in the region by supporting more things. And one of the things I got to do was to do a research paper where I interviewed a number of folks. I think I interviewed John. I don't know if I interviewed Pete, but I interviewed a number of folks, both on the business end and on the retailer end, to just kind of see, what the opportunities were and challenges were, and that really, that vision back then of that we need to do this, and then the continued support has made such a difference, I think, in the region and the state, and we just really appreciate you. And I am not the only one who is going to speak, but we do have this.
That's enough.
Yes, well, no, we've got people lined up, so we're gonna bring up a couple of people who just have a couple more things to say.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Deanne Lufkin with Cannabelle. I'm here today representing Cannabelle's Cheese, a small business that might not be here, at least not in the way we are today, if it weren't for Tim Penny and his incredible work with the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. Tim, I have to say, you've done something truly rare in this world. You've made dealing with loans actually enjoyable. That's a skill right up there with making good cheese, or dare I say, even better than turning milk into something magical. You didn't just approve paperwork and crunch numbers, you believed in us. You took the time to learn our names, our stories, and most importantly, you never forgot them. Even when we might have forgotten a payment deadline or two. Your passion for helping small businesses and small towns wasn't just a job, it was a calling. You've built a foundation that didn't just exist, but thrived, supporting entrepreneurs, guiding dreamers, and making sure people like us had a fighting chance. When COVID came along and threw businesses into chaos, the Initiative Foundation didn't flinch. You made sure we weren't just surviving, but staying strong. You were like the aged cheddar of leadership. Sharp, dependable, and only getting better with time. As you retire, we just want to say thank you for the loans, for the belief, for never mixing up our names, and for reminding all of us that small business and small towns matter. Your legacy is as rich and lasting as the best cave-aged Gouda. Plus, we made you a tic-tac-toe board so you can have fun in retirement.
I saw these on your
That's
table.
it. But there's more. There's the state of Minnesota in there and some coffee cups too.
Sorry about this. I had no idea. I'll read your speech.
Great. Didn't realize we were supposed to write a speech.
Just a few words.
Just a few words. So my name is Chris Shad. I'm wearing a couple of hats here. I am with the Bee Shed, one of the vendors that's here. We got exposed to the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation and Renewing the Countryside at the Feast Local Foods Market many years ago in Rochester, the fall market that's coming up on November 1st. Don't forget that date.
You hold it closer.
Started joining this event here. That's when I first met Tim, was through all of that. I've had the privilege for the last 6 years of also serving on the Smith Board of Trustees. So I've seen the way Smith and Tim and his team work partnerships with organizations like Department of Ag and Renewing the Countryside and other organizations. I've seen how he works with staff. I've seen how he works with people like us that are trying to make something work, that started as a passion and became a business. And I just appreciate everything you've done. I have no witty poems. I have no swag. I just have my gratitude, though. Thank you so much.
know if I'm the last one, but I was going to say the second to last. Okay. The beauty of going toward the tail end is that I can say ditto to all of these things that have been said. But it is an honor for me too. I'm John Peterson, for those of you who I haven't met, owner of Ferndale Market, literally right down the road here. And so it's fun to have all of you joining us here in Cannon Falls on our home turf today. But it's a joy for me to have a chance to commend Tim for all of his great work. Like I said, I will say ditto to all of the things that have been said, but I'll add two things. One is that Tim is probably the easiest person in the world to shine a couple of kind words upon. When I was asked to do this, I thought that's the easiest gig in the world. And I share the same experience as Chris, having served on the Smith board for 6 years. It was really a privilege to watch the way that you go about your work every day, the way that you lead the team, and I can attest there are few people with higher character or love for this region than Tim Penny, and so it was really a joy for me to work beside him. The other thing I would say is just the steady and consistent support for local foods work that Smith, with Tim's leadership, have provided across this region. I know I might sound like a crabby old farmer in saying this, but I've been around long enough to see a lot of groups that think they can pop in and quickly fix local foods, or very quickly break down all the barriers that exist in the world of local foods. I think Tim and Smith know that sustainable solutions take a lot more time than that. And as a testament to that, here we are 12 years after the founding of Feast. So we're all grateful for that. We've all been beneficiaries of the vision you've had for local food. So thank you, Tim. Appreciate your friendship and your leadership.
This is uncomfortable. I hope it's not boring
Last
for
one.
you, but I suspect it might be.
Since I'm the last one, I can say ditto. No, I just wanted to thank you for your hard work over the years and for being part of why we're all here all these years later. And as a vendor from Iowa, yes, there are a few of us. We appreciate you including Wisconsin and Iowa in your regional circle. And it's just been amazing as a vendor who's been here from the beginning to see this thing grow through the years and all the connections. That's the best thing. We have so many friends in this room. And part of it is what you started there. So we're gonna miss you and your time here, but this will live on and just keep growing. So good luck.
I just want to say, when I heard you were retiring, my first thought was, please say it's after the trade show.
Picture? You want it off to the side here or behind the table?
Sure, I don't know how you want to do that.
And while we're waiting for the picture, I want my staff to raise their hands because I've got several of them here today. And
Peggy, Sarah.
everybody in my office loves the local foods work that we're involved in.
Okay.
They are.
Squish together. Come up first.
Hold this up.
Personal space. Uncomfortable.
Everybody scooch this way. There you go.
Are we
Okay.
good?
Yep. We're good. All right. 2, 3.